Try to take off with the guap, they gon' make your body flop. Is you feeling like a savage? Cause I'm feeling like a savage.
What up, guys? Beard Bros back with the first annual 33 for 33 series, NFL's 2022 season predictions. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I mean, 33 straight days. NFL season's right around the corner. I mean, hopefully you guys keep commenting. We'd like more comments. Keep commenting in the comment section. What's your predictions? As you know, today's Chicago Bears. Please comment what you think their season is going to look like. You can either follow along and at the end comment what your record is, or if you have pre-video predictions, put them in there right now. Yep. So we appreciate that. We're going to dive right in. As you know, there are games that have already been picked, so it's going to start going a little faster as this 33 for 33 series continues. But thank you guys for following, and, you know, we do appreciate it. Chicago Bears. You want to go first on what your thoughts are?
Chicago Bears, Justin Fields. They have a decent offense. I mean, N'Keal Harry, they just acquired another asset for the offense.
I thought he went to
Chicago.
Was it Chicago or was it? I thought New England got him back.
No, N'Keal Harry went to Chicago.
Okay, anyways.
They have Mooney, him. I think they lost Cohen, though. But, yeah, their offense isn't bad. I mean, they're still young, a real young team. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of – and they lost Khalil Mack, so it'll be hard to keep their defense solid without their anchor over there with Khalil Mack. So I still think they have a few – positions they need to get ramped up, like the line and the defense. Maybe another wide receiver or something, but for the most part, they're young and ready to start building a team around Justin Fields and Mooney.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? The Bears are still, I think, rebuilding. Mm-hmm. I think they got a guy, I think, for a little while at least, as far as Justin Fields goes. He showed some promise last year. But we'll see what ends up happening. Matt Nagy, we're not too sure. He's not done too bad so far. Oh, wait. They fired him. They fired him, and they brought in Ryan Poles. That's who they got. So I forgot Matt Nagy was there. So we'll see what ends up happening. I think Tyreek Cohen had tore his ACL recently. He was doing like workouts or something.
Yeah, he tore it in the pool, I think.
Yeah, so he's done. They just lost a big weapon as far as Allen Robinson goes.
Yeah,
another weapon on the defense, linebacker Danny Trevathan. They released him.
Didn't know that.
But they did sign Lucas Patrick, an offensive lineman from the Packers. Morrow from the Raiders. He's a linebacker. They signed Byron Pringle from Kansas City. Also, forgive me if I don't pronounce this right, but Equan Emois St. Brown from the Packers. He's a wideout. There are some other, signs. I wouldn't say anything quite that big. But other than that, that's about what it is. We're not going to go too far in depth, but I like Justin Fields. I like what he has to present in the future. So we're just going to dive right in. We don't want to make this video too long. So they start off week 1 at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Who do you got?
Like I said, they're still young. 49ers have a really solid offense and defense. I think the 49ers take it.
So, yeah, I'm in agreement. I have the Niners winning this game, even though they're on the road. But it is week 1. So, basically they've had an entire, off season to try to get ready for the Bears week 1.
True.
So, other than that, I just don't see the Bears coming out too hot too early.
That is true. Then they go to the Green Bay Packers on September 18th.
Week 2 matchup, going to a division rival. Aaron Rodgers said it best last year, I own you. And I think he does. Chicago's just Chicago, and Green Bay still has Aaron Rodgers. I know he lacks weapons and whatnot, but he's still a really relevant quarterback in today's era, and I think he's able to hand Chicago another loss.
Yeah, well, being the defending MVP of the league, Aaron Rodgers should win this game, and I have Aaron Rodgers winning this game. He doesn't have many weapons, like you said. The defense isn't as great as it used to be, but I still think the Bears being so young and so not explosive, I think Green Bay could push a game on them first 2 weeks early in the season. I think they could win the game.
Moving forward, week 3 matchup. They're back home, and they'll be hosting the Houston Texans. Who you got?
Oof. This one's a coin flip for me, but I have the Bears actually getting their first win in week 3 against the Texans. Texans, I couldn't even tell you who their quarterback is right now, let alone tell you who's anybody on their team. So I'm going to go with the Bears just because I feel like they have enough to overcome the Texans, the rebuilding Texans, when they don't even have a quarterback right now. So they're in the early stages of rebuild, very early.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Chicago at home against the Texans, I know it's early September, so the weather's not really too much a factor. Or not early September, but September nonetheless. Yeah, I think they beat the Texans. I don't think the Texans were going to be too good this year. And so Chicago, I think, is a little bit better. And Justin Fields a playmaker, and he'll make something happen, so that way they win the game.
Correct. I feel like that's true. And going to the next week, they go to New York to play the Giants.
I like this matchup. Potential high scoring. Not sure if it will happen. Maybe it's low scoring. It could go either way. I like the matchup, though, for Chicago. I know they're on the road. I know the Giants aren't the best team, nor is Chicago. But I'd like to say Chicago's probably on the up and up because at least they do have a quarterback that I think is a playmaker as far as ability to throw the ball, scramble. And Daniel Jones, as much as they keep giving him chances, this is one of those games they're going to kind of start questioning them. So Chicago gets out of New York with the win.
I also have the Bears winning this game. Simple, same reasons pretty much. I think more elusive quarterback in Justin Fields could win the game late, high scoring possibly, due to the fact that neither team has great defense. So I think it could be high scoring, but I do have Justin Fields and the Bears winning this game.
Then they move on to another division rival. They're going up to Minnesota to verse the Vikings. Who do you got?
I have the Vikings winning this game. Simple fact, they have key position players, like good key position players in every position, like wide receiver, running back. Quarterback's middle of the pack, but that could still get them a couple wins against a sorry team like the Bears. So I think the Vikings could win this game.
Yeah, same. I like the Vikings this year. I think they're going to be borderline playoff team, and I think Chicago's just not on that level quite yet, and I think Minnesota just handles business at home and gives Chicago another loss.
I agree. Then they go back home to play the new name Commanders.
I don't know if we've featured the Commanders maybe once on this show so far.
I believe maybe one time, I think.
One time. Yeah, I like Washington here. I think Washington has a good defense to stop only weapon on the Chicago Bears as far as Justin Fields. And once you take a quarterback out of the game, the rest of the game kind of takes care of itself. So I have Washington actually defeating Chicago in Chicago.
I also have the Commanders beating the Chicago Bears. Simple fact, their defense is, I think, top 5 defenses in the league. So I believe that defense will overcome anything Justin Fields could bring to them. So that's the facts that that's the situation I have. I have the Commanders beating the Bears.
I already said one. Okay. There's a little bug and it's bothering me, so sorry about that, guys. They then go back on the road to verse the New England Patriots in Foxborough. Who do you got?
Unfortunately, they're both sophomores in this season, but I think that coaching staff of the Patriots are going to overcome the coaching staff of the Bears. I think they're going to game plan easy against the Justin Fields and take him out the game. Like you said, once you take the quarterback out, the rest of the game's easy, so I have the Patriots winning this one.
I too have New England winning this game. I don't think it's an easy game to go to Foxborough as it is. Like you said, coaches know how to scheme, and if there's one thing that's for sure, I like what Belichick does against young quarterbacks. He happens to have their number more
Pause.
times than none, and so he gives Chicago another loss.
Whew. Then they go down to the Big D, to the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I think this is the first time we've had the Cowboys on here. So obviously, you know, I'm going to hedge my bet just a little, especially against a team I'm not too strong on. So I have Chicago traveling to Dallas and losing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest on Dak as well, as you guys know, but I also know how to pick my games. So I have Dallas actually winning this at home against Chicago, which in the past we've had trouble with mobility quarterbacks. When they come to town, they have a feast, but I think this is one of the exceptions, and I think Dallas is actually, at least for now, 1-0.
I'm going the other way. I think the Chicago Bears are gonna win. Psych! I lied. No, I have the Cowboys winning this game.
Oh, okay.
Like you said, mobile quarterbacks do kill us, but we have a mobile stopper with Micah Parsons.
Right.
I won't go too deep in the Cowboys, but I think that will play a factor against Justin Fields, and I got the Cowboys winning this game.
That's fair. Then they go back home to verse the new stylific offense as far as the Miami Dolphins. Who do you got?
I have the Miami Dolphins winning this game. I think Tua, Waddle, and Hill are really good, and I don't think the Chicago Bears defense is good enough to stop those three. So I have the Dolphins winning.
Same. I think by this time, Miami might be at least hitting somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
Halfway through the season, their weapons are there. They've been there. We'll know what Tua is. I think Tua is going to be at least decent enough to go to Chicago and get a win. So they actually give them another loss.
They stay home to play the Detroit Lions.
Detroit, what can I say? I like what you got going on so far. It's not bad. Unfortunately, you still are Detroit, and you are playing in Soldier Field. It might be pretty cold by this time. Jared Goff hasn't been the best cold weather quarterback. So I'm going to take the Chicago Bears finally breaking their 5-game losing streak in my book and getting a W against the Detroit Lions at home.
I also have the Bears beating the Lions. I'm not very high on the Lions. I seen them play a few times the last couple of years with Stafford, with Goff. It don't matter. And I just, like I said, with the what was the last team we did?
Dolphins.
No, with the Panthers, I believe the Chicago Bears could beat the Lions easily. I feel like you should beat the Lions easily.
Possibly. Okay, moving on. We already picked the Atlanta game. I had them losing to Atlanta in Atlanta.
Them losing to
You
Atlanta.
had them losing as well. And then moving forward, we actually have them traveling to the New York Jets. Both games were in New York. They played the Giants. Now they're playing the Jets. Who do you got?
I have the Bears beating the Jets. I like Zach Wilson. I like that Jets offense is getting sculpted, but I like Justin Fields in this matchup against that defense. I don't think that defense has enough to stop Justin Fields, and I think Justin Fields is a very elusive quarterback. When he gets to throwing and gets the rhythm, gets his feet under him, I think he's going to be a great quarterback, and I think against the Jets he's going to show it.
I'm just going to say it's the Jets. Justin Fields is the better of the two quarterbacks in this game.
Yep.
I think they're just a little bit of a better team in this game, not by much. It might be closer than you like to think, but playoff implications are probably low at this point. So they're just kind of jockeying for position in the draft. I think Jets might be considering a new quarterback. So for that, they probably just end up losing easily, but I'd say it's going to be close to the Bears. So I gave them another win.
Yep. And then they go home to play the Green Bay Packers.
Simple. It's Aaron Rodgers, man. He owns them, and he's going to get that privilege again to own them this year by going 2-0. Simple as that.
I agree. I think it's going to be a 2-0. It could be 3-0 if they played 3 times, but they only played twice, and that's what happens.
Moving on, week 14, they have a bye, and then they move forward, and they're going to verse the Philadelphia Eagles at home. We don't know what's up with Philly quite yet. They pretty much going to go in on Jalen Hurts, so who do you got?
On paper, they look amazing, and I think by this time we will obviously know there's only a few games left in the year, and I think they will be hitting pretty hard, and I think they'll be beating the Chicago Bears in this game.
Okay. I actually have Chicago winning this game. I think they're coming off a bye. A bye is important. It's always hard to lose a game than win a game. It's easier to win and harder to lose when it's after a bye. For any team. Most teams I'm going to probably pick 9 times out of 10. If you're coming off a bye and you're playing a mediocre team, I'm going to probably give you the win. And this is one of those teams. Chicago's not very good, as you can see so far, but I think they're good enough to scheme against Philadelphia and go into the game and beat them.
Okay, they stay home to play the Buffalo.
We did the Bills.
Oh, we have done the Bills. So
And I had them losing.
I also had them losing.
Okay.
Then they go to the Detroit Lions.
They go to Detroit, and like I had mentioned earlier, Jared Goff isn't an outdoors quarterback, but he is an indoors quarterback. And they will be playing in a dome in Detroit against a not very good Chicago team. They will beat Chicago on week 17 in Detroit. I give Chicago another loss.
I have Chicago actually beating the Lions. I'm not very fond of the Lions right now. They're gonna have to prove me wrong because right now I think every time they've came up in the series, they've lost. So, I have them losing to Chicago.
That's fair. And then Chicago ends up playing at home against the in-division rival, the Minnesota Vikings at home, week 18. Who do you got?
I have the Vikings winning. As I stated before, they're a better team, and I think, like Joel said, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take a limb out. I think they'll be a playoff contender, maybe miss it by a game or so, but I think they'll be in the running to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, same. I think Minnesota is a playoff team. They're right there borderline. I think they got a lot of good pieces, and I think they're going to need to win this game potentially to go into the playoffs. And I think they get the dub. They give Chicago another loss. Mm-hmm. And so Chicago, unfortunately, you have a lot more L's than W's on my schedule, probably on your schedule. Yep. What was your final record?
5-12.
Mine was 5-12. The only exception is I think we had a couple. You had Detroit losing to them twice, and I had Detroit splitting it. And the Eagle game I had different than you. Mm-hmm. Other than that, we were both Giants and Jets. We had wins for Bears, Texans win for Bears. And then
just the Lions.
You had 2 wins, and I had the win against the Eagles.
Yep.
So we had a little bit of different picks, ended up with the same record. We'll see how close we are. 5-12, what's your thoughts on Chicago? Do you like them more than we like them? Would you take the over or under? If we were to bet you guys right now, would they get 5 more? Would they win more than 5 or less than 5? Where would you hedge your bet? If I were to guess, I think that they would win more than lose more.
So you
I think they would win another game.
You think they'll win 6 and 4? Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they would be 4-13. I think they could be 6-11. No more. Like, I'm not saying 9 or 10 games. I'm just saying if I were to hedge my own bet against my own picks, I'd go give them one more win.
I get you. Yeah, I think they could get a win maybe here or there.
Because there's going to be these teams that we're giving wins to that who knows if they're going to have, injuries. You never know. It's not even just injuries, but sometimes teams take teams lightly. And it's true. Oh, Chicago came in and Justin Fields torched them for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, like the Vikings
yards.
or something, yeah.
You never know. So, who knows? Hopefully, again, you guys are enjoying these videos. We're enjoying them. I'm enjoying them. I like kind of seeing where I stand with my teams right now. Like, at the end, it's like, oh, what's going to be the outcome? But we'll see. Chicago 5-12 on both our ends. Not a very good team, I guess.
Sorry, Chicago.
I mean, 5 wins. You're not number one pick because right now I think I had Carolina and
I had Carolina at 2-15, so
2-15. Yeah, I had them like at 4-13.
So you're not last on my screen.
Yeah, you're not last. Yeah, so. All right, guys. Again, hopefully you enjoyed that. Like the video, subscribe, put your stuff in the comment section. We'll see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow is Cincinnati.
I believe so.
So if you want, do your early picks, and you can comment on tomorrow's video.
Y'all seen that? I caught that motherfucker. It was so small, it just came out of my hand, bro.
Yeah, right.
I swear.
Anyways,
We'll rewind it.
So, yeah, make your picks, or you could do them, follow along, put them in the comment section. But till next time with the Beer Bros, peace.